Hello students, welcome to my chemistry channel. So students, today I came with a very important topic of organic chemistry, that is the aliphatic nucleophilic substitution reaction. So basically students, you know with the SN1 and SN2 reaction, so that what we are going to deal with, SN1 and the SN2 reaction along with the mechanism of it and the factors affecting the SN1 and the SN2 reaction. So students, I have divided this SN1 SN2 reaction into two parts. In the first video lecture we will see in the part 1 about the SN1 reaction in detail along with the factors affecting the SN1 reaction, and in the part 2 of this SN1 and SN2 reaction we will discuss about the SN2 reaction in detail along with the mechanism of it and the factors affecting the SN2 reaction. So now students, let us start with the SN1 and SN2 reaction now. So now this is what student, this is the nucleophilic substitution reaction, right? So substitution means what? Substitution means replacement. First of all, we need to know what is the meaning of substitution. Means replacement, means you are replacing something at the cost of other. For example, in the chemistry term I can tell you, for example, if suppose this is a compound, right, and this is reacting with a C, right, to give what? To give a product, and that product is what? AC plus B. Means what? This C has replaced the B, right? Means at the place of B, you are seeing here in the product side that it came the C. So this is what about? This is the substitution, right? You are substituting C at B. This is the substitution, or in substitution we can say this is the replacement reaction, right? Now, before coming to this nucleophilic substitution reaction, students, we need to know about the two things, because that two things will come later on. So at least we should have that knowledge of it. First term that we need to know is about the nucleophile, right? Now the question is, what are nucleophiles, right? Now this nucleophile, these are the electron-rich species. Electron-rich species. Okay, this is the first point, that these nucleophiles are the electron-rich species. They have a negative charge or a lone pair of electrons present on it. Means from this point number 2, you can easily identify the nucleophile. Either that nucleophile that contains a negative charge on it, or else it contains a lone pair of electrons, right? Now what is the role of this, the lone pair of electrons? These lone pair of electrons can be donated to the other electrophiles to form a bond with it, because you know that the electrophiles are electron deficient species and this is the electron rich species, right? So electron rich, it can donate the electron easily to the electron deficient electrophile. Okay, now if I say example of the nucleophile, for example, it may be like OH, it has a lone pair of electron. For example, Cl minus, this is having a negative charge. You can have any other item, for example, I minus, any atom you can take. That is all acting as what? That all are acting as a nucleophile. Okay, so this is the nucleophile. Now coming to the second term that it will come, that is the leaving group. Leaving group. Now what are leaving groups? Leaving groups, these are the weak base. Okay, these are what? These are the weak base, and the weakest base that will be considered as a best leaving group. Leaving group means these species, you can understand like this, these species is detached from the compound by taking a pair of electrons. Okay, these are the species which that is detached from the compound by taking a pair of electrons and it is going out in the form of negative charge, which is stabilized by them. Now these leaving groups, students, these leaving groups are those species which easily detach from the compound to which it is attached to by taking a pair of electrons. And when any atom or the species is taking the pair of electron, it will have what? It will have a negative charge. And the peculiar thing about this leaving group, that the negative charge that is being formed on the particular atom, that is stabilized by them. Okay. And what are the examples? I told you that these are the weak base. So weakest base, whatever the weakest base will be, that will be considered as a best leaving group. For example, you can say I minus, Cl minus. Okay, these all are what? Br minus. These all halogens, and these halogens are the best leaving group. Why? Because these are the weakest base. All the weak bases, whatever you are getting, that are the good leaving group. They can easily go on, they will easily go out, or they can easily detach themselves from the compound to which they are attached to. Okay, by taking a pair of electron, and they will be out in the form of what? Negative charge, and that negative charge will be stabilized by them. Okay, so the two terminologies that we need to know about this while studying this nucleophilic substitution reaction, that is the nucleophile and the leaving group. You should know about these two terminologies, because these two terminologies will be used later on when we will see the reaction and when we will see the mechanism as well as the factors affecting. Right? Now coming to the reaction, students. Hope you have understood this. The nucleophiles and the leaving group. Now coming to the reaction, we will see the reaction, students. And then we will see the mechanism of it. Now the substrate that has been needed, the substrate that is required for this nucleophilic substitution reaction is what? That is the alkyl halide. This is the substrate, students. Okay, you know alkyl halide also, these are 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. Okay. It may be the 1 degree alkyl halide, 2 degree alkyl halide, 3 degree alkyl halide, or the methyl. Okay, CH3Cl. Now, here we are seeing, we will see the reaction, students. For that, we are taking, suppose I am taking for the SN1. I am starting with the SN1 reaction. Now, let us see some features of SN1 reaction, then we will see the reaction. The first point says in SN1 reaction, what is the meaning of this SN1? It is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. What is this? This is the unimolecular. Unimolecular, already you are seeing here, it is 1. That stands for the uni. Uni means what? That is 1. Molecular means the molecularity is 1. Now here unimolecular nucleophilic, N stands for the nucleophilic, and this S stands for the substitution. So in total we will say unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay. Now 3 degree alkyl halide is chosen for the reaction. Okay. Now what is the substrate in SN1 reaction we will take? That is the 3 degree alkyl halide. Now the question arises, students, why I have not taken 1 degree? Why I have not taken 2 degree? I will tell you later on that why I have chosen this 3-degree alkyl halide over here for the SN1 reaction. Now the next thing is the mechanism involves 2 steps. Okay. Now for the SN1 reaction, 2-step mechanism is there. In the first step, I am writing here A, that is the formation of carbocation. Okay. First step is what? Formation of the carbocation, and the second step is attack of, as we are studying what nucleophilic substitution means, nucleophile has to be substituted, right? So for that, the second step will be attack of what? Attack of nucleophile on the carbocation formed. Okay. Now, next point is, this is what the order of reaction is what? 1. Why the order of reaction is 1? Because it is unimolecular reaction. Okay. So that's why the order of the reaction is what? 1. Next point says that rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of alkyl halide, or you can write substrate, because alkyl halide will be there and we have a nucleophile also, but the rate of reaction in SN1 reaction, it will totally depend upon the concentration of the substrate, that is the alkyl halide. It will not depend upon the concentration of the nucleophile. Okay, we will see in the reaction. Only I am telling you the important points that you need to remember, because when we will proceed with the reaction and the mechanism, you need to recall all these points. Okay. Now, already we have seen that it is a unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. 3-degree alkyl halide is chosen for the reaction, means as a substrate what we are using? 3-degree alkyl halide. Next point says that the mechanism involves 2 steps, that is the formation of a carbocation, and the next is the attack of nucleophile on the carbocation, means a 2-step. The order of reaction is what? Order of reaction is 1, right? Order of reaction, or you can say the order of overall reaction, because the 2-step mechanism is there. So that's why if we want to write, we can write also order of overall reaction will be what? It will be 1, because it is unimolecular. And next is what? That is the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of the alkyl halide or the substrate. Next point says polar protic solvent is used for SN1 reaction. What we will use? That is a polar protic solvent. Polar protic solvent means the hydrogen is directly linked to the electronegative atom, means the electronegative atom it will be there, and through that electronegative atom there will be a hydrogen that will be directly linked to that electronegative atom. Okay, so that if the hydrogen is directly linked with the electronegative atom, we will call it as a protic solvent, and if the hydrogen is not present with the electronegative atom, then we will say the aprotic solvent. We will see in the SN2 that here we have used the protic solvent, in SN2 we will use the aprotic solvent. Okay. Now, so all these points, hope it is very much clear to you students. So let us proceed with the chemical reaction, and then we will see the mechanism, how these 2 steps are in there and how we will get the product. Okay. Now let us see with the reaction. And in this you will come to know about why we have chosen the 3-degree alkyl halide as a substrate. Why we have not chosen 1 degree or 2 degree as a substrate. Why 3 degree I have chosen for SN1 reaction. Now if I want to write the reaction, for example, if I have told you that 3-degree alkyl halide I will take for the SN1, and here I am writing for the SN1 reaction. Right? For this I will take Suppose I have taken, this is the 3-degree alkyl halide, right? Carbon, and to this carbon 1, 2 and 3 alkyl groups are there. So this is what? This is the 3-degree alkyl halide. You can write here 3-degree alkyl halide. It is reacting with what? It is reacting with, suppose I have taken OH minus, and this OH minus I have taken from the base, that is NaOH, right? So NaOH, you know, Na plus and OH minus. I have to substitute the nucleophile. So that's why I am taking OH minus, the negative part of the reagent. OH minus will be there, and here I am writing, for example, I am writing H2O, water. I am taking any solvent, that is the polar protic solvent, because here, you know, this is the electronegative atom, and to that H is there. Hydrogen is directly linked to this oxygen. So that's why I have chosen the water over here. What we will get? We will get CH3. Here it will be OH. Okay. And if suppose I have written this NaOH, then it will be what? NaCl. Because this Cl is a leaving group, students. Always remember. Okay. This Cl will be the leaving group. Now it will take 2 electrons of this, and it will move out in the form of what? Cl minus. And when it is moving out in the form of Cl minus, I have told you that I have taken NaOH. And here I have used the negative part. Na plus is there. So that Na plus will take this Cl minus to form what? NaCl at the end. Okay. So this is the product. Now this is the product, and one more product is possible. I will tell you why. It may be like this also. OH, CH3, CH3, CH3 plus NaCl. Means this OH can be in the front side, or this OH can be at the back side. Okay, 2 possibilities are there. So when I will tell you the mechanism of it, then I will tell you how is it possible that in the first case, the first product, this OH is coming and attacking from the first front side, and here OH is coming at the back side. Right? For this, you need to understand this reaction first. This may be the product. Okay. Now let us see the mechanism of it. You already know that SN1 mechanism means 2 steps will be there. How the carbocation will be formed, and how the attack will take place from the front side as well as from the back side. Now let us see the mechanism of it, student. Now let us see the mechanism of it. Now the first step already I told you. You can write here step 1. Now this step 1 will be what? That is the formation of carbocation. Now from this you will get to know, students, that why I have chosen the tertiary or the 3-degree alkyl halide. Why I have not chosen the 1 degree or the 2 degree. Okay, the answer lies over here. Sorry. Now in the first step, what it will happen, how this carbocation will be generated. You know, this is the tertiary alkyl halide. Right? In the first step, what will happen? This Cl, okay, this Cl, it is a good leaving group. What it will do? It will take both the electrons from this carbon electron and the chlorine electron is there. Okay, 2 electrons are there. This chlorine, what it will do? It will take its own electron along with the carbon electron, and it will move out in the form of what? Cl minus. It will be CH3, C, CH3, CH3. Here it will be what? Plus Cl minus. So already, students, in the previous video lecture where I have dealt with the application of the inductive effect, there I have told you about the stability of the carbocation. Okay, so you can refer that video lecture for understanding the stability of the carbocation. So I am telling you that the 3 degree carbocation is much more stable than the 2 degree, then 1 degree, and then the methyl carbocation. Okay, 3, 2, 1 and the methyl carbocation. So here, 3 degree is most stable, means that you can form this 3 degree carbocation very easily. But the formation of this methyl carbocation will be what? It is unfavorable. Okay, because this is highly unstable one. So here we have made what? We have taken this 3 degree alkyl halide, and from this 3 degree alkyl halide we have made what? We have made the 3 degree carbocation. Hope you are getting my point. Why? Because 3 degree carbocation that has been formed over here, that is much more stable. Okay, and it can form easily. So this is the first step, students, where we are forming the carbocation. And this Cl is the leaving group. It is moving out in the form of what? Cl minus. That what you are seeing here. This is what? This is the carbocation. Now students, this is the carbocation having a positive charge. Now when you see the hybridization of this carbocation, this is sp2 hybridized. Means it has a planar geometry. It lies on the same plane. Okay, only in one plane. So that is why it is having the sp2 hybridized, means it is the planar geometry, planar in shape. Right. So what will happen? The next step, in the step number 2, there will be attack of what? Attack of nucleophile on the carbocation formed. Now already you have formed the carbocation. That carbocation is CH3, CH3, CH3. Here we have a positive, right? Now it is reacting with what? Nucleophile, OH minus. As I told you, this OH minus is there. Negative sign is also, that indicates what? That it is a nucleophile. Or else if it is having the lone pair of electron, then also you can take it as a nucleophile, because that is electron rich. It can donate the electrons. Okay. Now what will happen? Because this carbocation, this is having a planar geometry. So what is the possibility? There is an equal probability, students, that this OH minus can attack from this side, or else this OH minus can attack from the back side. Why? Because of its planarity. It is planar shape, this carbocation that is being formed. So that is the reason that OH minus can attack from the front side, or it can attack from the back side. Suppose if it attacking from the front side, what will happen? The product you will get, it will be CH3, 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 here it will be OH. And if suppose it is attacking from the back side, because as I told you, that the probability of attacking of a nucleophile from the front side or from the back side is equal. You cannot say that it is attacking from the front side and that is the surety of 80%, that 80% product will be from the attack from the front side. No, it's not like that. If the probability is 50% that the nucleophile is going to attack from the front side, the equal probability is there, 50%, that this nucleophile can attack from the back side. And I told you the reason, that because this molecule is what? This is a planar molecule, because it is having sp2 hybridized geometry, hybridization. So geometry will be what? That is the planar geometry, trigonal planar. Right? So this is the first probability, and the other one is what? Other one can be, it will be, if it is attacking from the back side, suppose. So here it will be OH, and we can write one CH3 over here and one CH3 from here. Now when it is attacking from the front side, just listen to this, students, carefully and understand this. When it is attacking from the front side, okay, now from the front side where it was the leaving group attached, here it was the leaving group on the right hand side, right? And this nucleophile has came and taken the place of this chlorine on the right hand side. Now here when you see this chlorine is on the right hand side and the nucleophile is going to attack on the, if it is attacking from the back side, this nucleophile will come and join from the back side, right? So this is what? This is retention of configuration. This is what? Retention of configuration. And this is what? This is the inversion. Now, why I am saying inversion and retention of configuration? Retention of configuration means with respect to this leaving group I am talking about. Because the leaving group is on the right hand side, right? And this OH is also on the right hand side, means it has taken place of this chlorine. So that is why the configuration has been retained. If suppose this is the D form of, okay, this is the D form of the stereoisomer. So this will be also the D. Why? Because the same place this chlorine is moving out and OH is taking the place. So configuration has been retained. It has not changed. But here you are seeing that this has removed from the front side and this OH has been attacking from the back side. Means there is an inversion. Inversion means what? Opposite. Reverse. So here is what we are getting, a mixture of product, that is, one is having the retention of configuration and here we have the inversion product, right? If this is the D, this will be the L. Means in general we can say by seeing both of the products that there is a formation of what? There is a formation of racemic mixture. There is a formation of what? Racemic mixture. So one more point you can add there, what you have written the all points about this SN1 and SN2 reaction, that racemization take place in SN1 reaction. Racemization means the formation of the racemic mixture, and racemic mixture means what? That is the equimolar mixture of D and L isomer. Means 50% D isomer and 50% of the L isomer. Correct? So this is the mechanism of what? SN1 reaction, students. In the first step, there was the formation of what? Carbocation. And in the next step, attack of the nucleophile on the carbocation. Now this is the slow step. First step is what? That is the slow step. And you know the slow step of any reaction is the rate determining step of the reaction. You can write here, I am just writing the short form of it, rate determining step. And this attack of nucleophile, this is the fast reaction. So that is why I have written there that the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of the alkyl halide, not on the concentration of the nucleophile. Here is the reason, that it is the slow step of the reaction, and the slow step of the reaction is the rate determining step, and this is what? This is the fast step. It will not determine the rate of the reaction. So that is the reason that the rate of reaction of SN1 in SN1 reaction, it depends only on the concentration of the alkyl halide or the substrate what you have taken, not upon the concentration of the nucleophile you have chosen. Whether you have taken the strong nucleophile or the weak nucleophile, that doesn't matter at all, because there is no role of nucleophile over here. The role is what? The role is the how easily the leaving group is being removed from here, so that it can form the carbocation. And due to this formation of this carbocation, you know, this is the sp2 iodized, a planar geometry. So that is the reason that the attack of nucleophile can be done from either side, either from the front side or from the back side. And if it is from the front side or the back side, you will get these two. Here the configuration has been retained, that's why it has been written retention of the configuration. Here this is just in the opposite side to the leaving group, so that is why it is the inversion. Inversion means opposite, right? So in total, if this is the D isomer, this will be the L isomer. This will rotate in the light in the right clockwise direction. It will in the anti-clock, right? So that is why it is said to be what? Racemic mixture. So in SN1 reaction, there will be the formation of the racemic mixture, or you can say racemization take place in the SN1 reaction, because we are getting both the products, one from the front attack and one from the back attack. Okay, so this is the mechanism of the SN1 reaction. Now let us see the factors affecting, students. That what are the factors affecting the SN1 reaction? All factors you know, because whatever I have told you and whatever explanation I have given you, you can easily tell. Now here, factors affecting SN1 reaction. Now what are the factors? First factor will be nature of substrate, nature of substrate, or else you can write directly alkyl halide. You know, in SN1 reaction, what substrate it will with the reaction will be favored. What type of substrate you need to choose means what type of alkyl halide, whether 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree, or the methyl. So here it will be what? 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree, and methyl. Right? This is the reactivity order. Means the reaction will be fast when you are taking the 3 degree alkyl halide, and it will be the slowest when you are taking the methyl halide. Okay. Next will be what? Nature of leaving group. Now, what would be the nature of leaving group? Good leaving group favors the SN1 reaction. Okay, means if the leaving group is good, good means what? That is the good leaving group means what? The leaving group which can be easily removed from the entity or from the species to which it is attached with. How easily it will move out? Because the leaving group will move out, the easily that nucleophile will come and take the place of this leaving group. That is the substitution. You are moving out the halide in the form of halide ion, and the nucleophile is going to be substitute at the place of what? Halide ion. Right? So better the leaving group or good leaving group favors the SN1 reaction. And you know what are the good leaving groups? That is the weakest base. Weak base you are choosing, that is the good leaving group. Right? Now the third point is nature of solvent. Now coming to the nature of solvent, what kind of solvent you will choose? As I told you in the points, where I was discussing about the points. Now nature of solvent means polar protic solvent. Polar protic solvents favors SN1 reaction. Okay, polar protic solvent we will use for the SN1 reaction. So students, whenever you are seeing the reaction, for example, if the reaction is been written and you have to write the product, now you have to decide whether that particular reaction will undergo the SN1 mechanism or the SN2 mechanism. So you need to check the alkyl halide also. You need to check the solvent also, that what kind of solvent it is there. If it is a polar protic solvent, means definitely the reaction will proceed with the SN1 mechanism. And the product what you will get, that is the SN1 product, not the SN2. Because for SN2, we have to use what? Aprotic solvent, which do not contain any hydrogen atom directly linked to the electronegative atom. But here, polar protic solvent, hydrogen atom is there, and that hydrogen atom is directly linked to what? Directly linked to the electronegative atom. Right? Now, last point is the nature of nucleophile. Now, students, you know that nucleophile has no role in this SN1 reaction. No role means what? The rate of reaction is not been governed on this nucleophile. Whether you are using the weak nucleophile or the strong nucleophile, that doesn't matter at all, because the rate of reaction will not depend upon this nucleophile. Okay, so you don't have to choose the strong nucleophile for it, because the rate of reaction is not depending upon this. So you don't have to. So for that we can write that the weak nucleophile will favor SN1 reaction. Okay, now even the weak nucleophile will favor what? SN1 reaction. Because when we will study in the next video lecture, student, the SN2 reaction, there we will see that the strong nucleophile favors the SN2 reaction. And that also I will tell you why we are choosing the strong nucleophile. Why not the weak or the mild nucleophile we are using it? What we have used for the SN1 reaction. Here we have used the weak nucleophile or the mild nucleophile because the rate of reaction doesn't depend upon this nucleophile, the concentration of this nucleophile. Only it depends upon the nature of the alkyl halide or the substrate. So we don't have to think about this nucleophile. The main factors are nature of the substrate or the nature of the alkyl halide, that is 3 degree alkyl halide, 2 degree, 1 degree and the methyl. Right? This is the reactivity order of the alkyl halide. Nature of the leaving group, best leaving group favors the SN1 reaction or the good leaving group. And that good leaving group means that is a weak base. Nature of the solvent, polar protic solvent favors the SN1 reaction because of the solvent effect. Okay, that SN1 reaction will be favored by using the polar protic solvent, for example, the water molecule, right? Now here the last one is the nature of the nucleophile. Nature of nucleophile, even the mild nucleophile will favor the SN1 reaction. Don't have to use the strong nucleophile for it. Okay, so this is all about the SN1 reaction, students. And already I have told you the kinetics of it. Kinetics means where the rate of reaction depends upon. Okay, so that you can write that what is the order of reaction and how it is depending upon the concentration of the substrate. Okay, so hope you have understood this SN1 reaction, students, in detail. We have discussed about the reaction of SN1 reaction. We have discussed about the mechanism of the SN1 reaction, and also we have seen the factors affecting or the factors governing the SN1 reaction. So in the next video lecture, students, I will come with the new lecture, that is the SN2 reaction in detail with the mechanism as well as the factors affecting the SN2 reaction. Okay, hope you have liked this video lecture. If you like this video lecture, do like, share and subscribe my channel. And you can share with the needy students who are in need for the video lecture. So you can share with them as well. Okay. And I will see you in the next class. Okay. Till then, thank you very much.